Good morning from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Today, it's a pretty cold day out here today. As we pull it into port, you can see all the birds flying around trying to pick up a quick snack. We're still getting ready to pull into port. But today, we have something different. I'm going to show you all the excursions offered through the ship, and then the excursion that we selected. Not through the ship, we're going through Viator. And that way you have a little bit of comparison for the prices from the ship and the third-party companies like Viator. So you'll see later on the tour is similar to what we're looking for is approximately $180 per person. The one we ended up getting, the exact same tour, was $33 a person. So 80 some odd better percentage or better savings. So it's a whole lot of money to be saved by booking ahead of time through companies like Viator, Shore Excursions, Get Your Guide, places like that. So we're going to show you a little bit of that today. But yet, Belfast is cold. Looking on the thermostat this morning, it says it's 62. That's without any wind blowing, but we have some wind going out here, so it's just a little bit colder than that. And looking off in the distance, you can see rain off in the distance on this side. So, and where we're going to is along the coast, the Giant's Causeway today. So that's a shore excursion that we're going to do. And also, I saw as we were pulling in here a little earlier before we started making this spin, this is also where the Titanic was built. So the cranes and the docking where that they built the Titanic is right here in Belfast. So we should be passing by that, not stopping, but just doing a drive-by for those cranes in the shipyard that built Titanic. And of course they have a Titanic museum here that you can go see. We're not going to go to that this time either. But if you had time, you could also do a Titanic museum. This is just a really big port that we're docking at right here. So Belfast, Northern Ireland. Our first stop on this cruise is Belfast, and this is in Northern Ireland. Here is the list of excursions Carnival offers through the ship. And as you can see, the ship excursions are very expensive and some are sold out. So it's a good idea to plan in advance. If you want to book an excursion through the cruise line, pay in advance. That way you're sure to get what you need to do. If you're not so sure what to do, you could book it on the ship itself. What we've done in this case is booked in advance. We know what we wanted to do here, so we went ahead and paid for it. The thing that we wanted to do is go to the Giant's Causeway in Belfast, Ireland. This is the excursion that we wanted, Giant's Causeway. And it's $179 per person to go on this excursion. So what we ended up doing was booking it on Viator. The same excursion also throws in the Game of Thrones and the Dark Hedges. It gives you a list of activities that are going to be on this excursion. So it's going to pick us up right at the ship terminal. So it's easy to do. But instead of paying the $179 per person, we're paying $65 for two people. So roughly $35 a person instead of $170 some odd. So you could save a whole lot of money by booking in advance with Viator. And like I say, they're going to pick us up right at the cruise terminal. So whenever we get off, it gives us an idea of what to do. All we have to do is go out to the dock and look for Allen Tours. You'll be right there on the side of where all the other buses are picking up at. And the tour pickup is at 8:30. The ship arrives at 7 o'clock in the morning. So there's plenty of time to go on this excursion, and it's a 6-hour tour. So we'll be back in plenty of time because the ship doesn't leave until 5. So they're still trying to get all the lines together. tying up everything, the first thing that they do is throw over a little small line. And then from there, they'll pull a big rope. So you can see further over on this side. Here they have some large ropes that they are tightening up now. So that's attaching us to the side. We're still probably 10 feet or better from the dock. So they're slowly tightening it up, pulling us closer and closer. Yeah, we'll do the same thing on this side. Slowly pulling us up to the dock. And looking out this way, I'm still trying to find the cranes that built the Titanic, but I don't see them here. Of course, I've only seen them on a picture, so I'm not sure what they would look like. But they should be around here somewhere. They are still getting us tied up and ready to go. Also, our tour group is going to meet right in this area. So, like I say, through Viator, it's Allen Tours that we're going on, and they should be meeting up right in this area. And I love walking around the ship early in the morning, and these two fellas said hey to me every morning. So they're our employee of the day, Mo and Darius. Every morning they spoke to me, and I would speak to them, and saw them cleaning our balcony one day. So they were really nice guys.
Side of Ireland. We're going to go right to the very, very, very top of the country. We're going to look at the Dunluce Castle. We're going to go to the Bushmills whiskey, my favourite part of the tour, the whiskey distillery. Okay, that's the best bit. We should just go there for the day, and obviously not have me driving. Then we're going to go to the Giant's Causeway, dark hedges, and we're going to come back to the ship. Now, big question is, because every time they change this, what time have you been told to be back at the ship? 3:30. Well, let's aim for earlier than that. Let's maybe aim for 2:30. Does that sound all right?
Yeah.
Right, let's go with that. Let's get out here because we'll have to squeeze in there. We will be limited to what we can do, obviously, by time, so it's very important everybody comes back on time. Anyway, though this terrible tragedy happened, the people of Belfast are very proud of the fact that Titanic was built here. Okay, so we have a saying in Belfast, and that is the Titanic was all right while it left Belfast. Okay, so it was perfectly fine when it left. We also have an aircraft factory. You can see Spirit Aerosystems on the right here. It's actually called Shorts Brothers Aircraft Factory.
And these are the cranes that built the Titanic. The H&W stands for Harland and Wolff. We did not have time to go to the Titanic Museum, but that's okay. That gives us something to come back to another day. And whenever that we're driving around in Belfast, we're right here. But there's been a lot of wars in this area. If you notice, the United Kingdom is over here. And that is one country. Northern Ireland is part of the United Kingdom. So this is part. On the island of Ireland, the Ireland portion down here is not part of the UK. It's its independent country. And that's where all the wars were fought of. Even going into the city of Belfast in Northern Ireland, here you had all kinds of different fights also. The Catholics, the Protestants, the Liberals, the Conservatives. Everybody fought everybody, and that led to a lot of these walls that we're looking at.
So they built walls like that one you saw to shut off streets. It was like an almost voluntary ethnic cleansing where people moved to one area, moved out of an area to another area. And the walls are still there to this day. The people still hear each other to this day. So just on your right here you can see a series of murals. Normally these murals would all be about the Republican movement, about Bobby Sands, for example, who was the first person to go on hunger strike in 1981. What happened then was Margaret Thatcher was the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1979. The British government were reluctant to give the IRA and the Loyalists, remember there were Loyalist paramilitary terrorist groups as well, to keep the peace. Peace walls to keep the peace. Well, this is lovely here. It's a quick view. That's just happened in the last couple of days. That's all new. So when the British Army first came, they started to build walls like this one on the right. Corrugated iron, useless. People just ripped it down or drove a car through it. So then they started, this was an army base into the left. It was an old mill. The army took it over. They would take over hotels, cinemas, and turn them into big army bases. So the army started to build cement walls like this one on the left. This was not tall enough. It was no good. So they had to put a fence on top of it. It still was not tall enough. So they had to put a fence on top of the fence on top of the wall. And to be honest, if there was an Olympic sport of throwing bricks, we would be the gold winners, because this wall, the kids can still throw bricks across them and stones.
We next stopped at a convenience store for a bathroom break and pick up snacks. Here we got some misspelled Worcester sauce chips. I'm guessing Worcestershire is copyrighted. A new installment of Snacks on a Bus. Today we got some chips, some odd flavored chips. These chips are, look there at the Worcestershire sauce chips. So odd chips.
In Ireland.
In Ireland, yeah.
Ireland.
We're in Dublin.
I need to say that.
And as you can tell by our face, we're trying to make an opinion on these chips. They're not really good, not really bad. They're kind of, I probably wouldn't buy them again, but they were edible. Which,
basically,
all right.
snack number 2.
Snack number 2. The next one that we have is, we got caterpillar, like gummies.
Yeah, it's Colin the caterpillar.
Colin the caterpillar gummies.
He's got a name, so we're going to try it.
Yeah. Let's try a gummy.
Uh-oh.
Rip the bag. Whoa.
Yeah, it's like a gummy worm.
Good Lord, it's a big gummy worm. Yeah. Big one.
Gummy worm. I don't know why his name is Colin.
These are good though. We give these a thumbs up.
Good.
The potato chips, sideways. Not good, not bad. These are good. The next one that we're going to try, Snacks on a Bus, is Yonkers. It looks like a knockoff of a, maybe like a, I don't know if it's a Kit Kat, but more like a Snickers bar maybe. But it's a knockoff of something. Let's see what it tastes like. Knockoff of a Snickers bar.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's melty.
Yeah, it's melted. It's hot on the bus today. But give that one a thumbs up. It's pretty good. And the last snack is a break bar. I'm thinking it comes from give me a break, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Is a Kit Kat knockoff. We'll see what it tastes like.
That's good.
Yeah, that's pretty much a Kit Kat knockoff.
Right. I guess we should break it in.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's good. We'll give that one a thumbs up also. Our next stop is a quick stop. Hop off the bus, take a few pictures, and back on the bus. This is Duluth Castle on the Irish countryside. Looking around. Right at the edge of the sea. And all the farmland. Now, time for a selfie. And I would highly recommend Allen Tours. everything that we were looking for on this trip, so excellent tour.
On Alan's tour to the Giant's Causeway, especially for cruise ship passengers today. And look at the beautiful weather we're having, unbelievable.
Whiskey distillery is, I'm just in front of you now, you can see all the warehouses where they keep the whiskey while it's maturing. The whiskey is all sitting up there in big wood barrels, casks they call it. And I would really love to be locked inside a couple of those warehouses for like a month. That would be a lot of fun.
And just behind Deleuze Castle is our main attraction, Giant's Causeway. So the Giant's Causeway, we're going down to it. It's about 2/3 of a mile each way. Partially downhill, partially uphill. So we're walking down, but going to take the bus back up. It's £1.
Enjoy.
So you see off on the other side, where all the people are, that's the Giant's Causeway. That's where we're heading to. But it's still a little of a hike over there, but it looks really nice. Lots of scenery around here. You can see the trails way up on the hill where people are walking along the trails. We'll get a little closer. So we made it. We're finally at the Giant's Causeway. All this was created by lava. Magma flow back in the old days created all the stones. And there are a bunch of them. We're on one hill. You can see the basalt stones right here. These are hexagonal stones. Whenever the magma cooled, it created these. And we'll see what it looks like around on the other side. It's like a giant footpath going down. You can see the tidal flows where it comes up. And people are posing way out on the rocks. Or you can stay over here on the high side. I'll see how far I can go out on the other side a little bit. But out here is the Atlantic Ocean. Right in the middle of a little bay almost.
See those three? 1, 2, 3.
Like the little steps? Right?
So the stones down by the causeway are a little bit more rounded. These have been worn down by the ocean, so they aren't as hexagonal as you might would think. But there are a lot of them here. These are less worn, so you can see the patterns a little bit clearer up there. But this is it. Hello. And out at the ocean, they go all the way up on the other side, and people are taking their poses over there. And this is a better view of the causeway. You can see all the rocks all the way this way. But where we're standing at, it's pretty level.
Yeah, this is
Pretty easy walking.
It is crazy. I'm telling you, they're missing it, aren't
So
they? Yeah. Really
I can see why they call it Giant's Causeway, the big steps.
Yeah. It's like Legos.
All fit together perfectly across here. And with all these stones out here, if you look real close, you can see life still coming up pretty good. little flowers all through the middle of the stones.
Yep, the bus is but it's worth $1 or £1 to take it up. That way we don't have to walk all the way back up. Look out as we finally leave Giant's Causeway.
They just rescued him 5 months ago. Wow. They're from Westcott, so they're from.
Welcome to Ireland.
So coming to an Irish pub after there. Some of the beers on tap. We're going to try this one down here. The Smithwicks. Smithwicks I've never heard of. It says it's made in Ireland. We'll try it. Then a to-go cup, just in case we have to leave early. Some of the other liquors in the background. Next we're going to this distillery, so we have to get some liquor there. So now we're at the Bushmills Distillery. So we only have about 20 minutes here. So we're gonna run, get a free drink, get a little bottle of liquor, and back to the bus we go. The guy told us don't go to the visitor center, skip it all together. So we are gonna do that. So here we're going to see about the whiskeys. We heard that there's some free sampling. We'll see if we can get the free samples. So all the different liquors at the Bushmills Distillery. We have this one, the 16-year-old is 86 pounds. 21 is 160 pounds. 10-year-old is 36 pounds. We're gonna go with the 47-year-old over in the corner, the 12, and the exclusive is 75. And they go all the way up to 220 pounds, 2,200 pounds. Yeah, we're going to skip the 2,200 pound whiskey. And they got the baby bottles. I don't know what that one is. A picture of the kettle at the old Bushmill Distillery. So behind is the distillery. And, well, went ahead and tried it a little bit. We got one of these. Leaving with a souvenir. They only sell it here, the 12, but we'll give it a shot. And this is where the Dark Hedges was filmed. Game of Thrones Dark Hedges. So all it is a row of hedges, trees, and yeah, you see this all the time. So that is it. Back on the bus, off to the next stop. Next stop is going to be the ship. And we are back in Belfast, exactly on time. The ship is supposed to leave at 3:30, and we walked onto the ship at exactly 3:30. Our pilot that's going to bring us out is already waiting for us to escort us out. So probably another 30 minutes or so we'll be leaving. As they usually say all aboard at 3:30. It's usually 30 minutes after is when they pull away. They've got to get the gangway in, all the ropes in, and then we'll be off. Belfast was nice. I liked it today. So now we have a sea day, and then we'll be in Iceland. And for dinner tonight, we were hoping to have some traditional Irish food. But instead, what I had was pig in a blanket. I don't know if that's Irish. Also, my usual Caesar salad. I think I've had this every night of the trip so far. And for entrees, Cheryl had eggplant parmesan. I think we got our continents mixed up. We're doing all Italian, it seems, because I also get the spaghetti carbonara. Carnival used to have something called Port of Call on the menu, where they showed something from the port. But on this trip, we didn't see it. But back to our menu. I ended up getting the chocolate melting cake, Mickey Mouse. That's with 2 ice creams on top. And Cheryl has us saying, after dinner, we decide to take in a show. Tonight, it's the 80s show, so we'll see that. As I sit up looking for the elusive whale, the only thing I see is jellyfish in the water. But that's okay. We had an excellent day in Belfast. Saw lots of things. Giant's Causeway. So that was exciting. Join us next week for a relaxing sea day. This is our last sea day before we actually go into Iceland. As always, hit that subscribe button, and thanks for watching.